And then to finally, every day I was going in there. And that's when I went back to the farm, because I felt like God wouldn't release me from that place. Man, because it'd been easy to quit, because it was miserable. Every single day that the police there, because he was harassing his ex-wife, and they'd sit me down. I'd have to talk to him. Well, who are you? What do you do? Here's what, all I do is run the shop. And it just progressed and got to a point where then he went on a run. Oh, so we get this deal put together. I'm going to buy it. Okay, here we go. Now we're getting somewhere 8 months later. And we had a court date. And so me and this other gal that worked for him, she worked for me for a couple years, 2-3 years after the fact. But anyways, her and I, we drive in and go to court. Well, at this time, he's on the run. Yeah. From the law.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't show up to stuff. He was super defiant.
Like owing or...
everything. Texting his wife, and every time he wasn't supposed to communicate with her. He did restraining orders. So he's on the run. So we go to this court date, and I remember her being on the phone with him, and he's losing his mind. They're gonna lock me up, and I can't do it, and I'm not going in. And he was that guy.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, he's not going to show up. So I go into this courtroom, and sure enough, that's the day he ran. And I'll never forget, so I sit there and I got chewed out for 45 minutes by this judge. And I said, I looked at her and I said, do you realize that I'm the one that's trying to buy it? I'm trying to keep these people employed. I'm trying to keep it alive. So everybody gets something. Yeah. And she didn't care. She had it out for this guy. So I'll never forget.
Blamed you.
Yeah, blamed me. That was always my fault.
Yeah,
everything's always been my fault. I'm okay with that. But anyway, we go back and sit in the car, and she's freaking out. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I don't really know. I says, how much money do we have? Because at that point, I was not privy to the money. It was just her and him. She goes, well, he cleaned out the bank account. We have $200. I'll never forget.
He cleaned it out so he could run.
So he could run.
Wow.
Yeah, because he made that decision to run. So I looked at her and said, I can't open the front door for $200. And at this point, it was like, there was maximum stress. It was several months at this point that I'd already been trying to keep it from being leaned. Right. I'd give a little bit of money here and there. It's probably about 15 parts vendors that he owed money to. Any one of them could have leaned the place at any time. That would have killed my deal. So anyways, I'd been doing all that, keeping him happy, keeping a little bit of money going here and there, and he runs. And I remember looking at her and going, I don't know what to do. This is a total uphill battle. Every time I turn around, he's sabotaging the place. Now every time he took all the money, and she's freaking out. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I said, I don't know.